Hello everyone, this is like our fourth take now to get us here, but today we're going to talk about mindfulness and gratitude. Gratitude is something I am very, very interested in, and I think is extremely powerful, and I do a lot of mindfulness, and I think I probably do stuff I don't even realise is mindfulness actually.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, I like to myself. I mean, gratitude's always good. I mean, I go through phases of different stuff personally when I'm doing mindfulness.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because I like to mix it up. So few weeks I'll do meditation. Another week I'll do, 1 week I'll do gratitude. I'll do journaling, thoughts and feelings. I kind of like rotate it as well.
And I find, and this is probably my personality type more than anything, is I will do a gratitude journal, and I'll do it every night for a few weeks. And I do love a gratitude list, so I try and list 10 things, and I always write the whole sentence out with all my heart, thank you for whatever it is. And I do 10, and I'll probably do it like religiously every night for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I start seeing the effects of it, because it is quite magical what happens. And because then you kind of see it working, I then slip back and then forget about it, and then it kind of goes backwards. So it's one of those things you have to keep at it regularly, don't you? It's like with the meditation. I love meditation. I don't always get the opportunity to meditate because I've got kids, and it can be quite difficult at times. But when I do meditate, I feel so much better.
I'm so much better. Meditation. I mean, I love, if I can do it first thing in the morning, is great, because it really, really sets you up for the day. It gets you a really good headspace, because I, particularly on a Monday, I do a class at 6:15 in the morning, so I like to get up between 5 and 5:30, and I'll just do 10 to 15 minutes, and it makes me feel so much better. I go downstairs, have a cup of tea with water, and then I go and train, and that is just literally sets me up for the day.
So you almost open your eyes, meditate. I think there's quite a few people I know. I did a thing on my Facebook page about morning rituals, and I was surprised at how many people did, and they said they do it in the morning, and literally like you've said, literally, no, I open my eyes and meditate. So do you kind of open your eyes, sit up, type thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
And do you meditate with an app, or do you do it?
So I use YouTube actually.
Okay.
They've got a few really, really good ones on there. One I actually really, really like is 20 minutes, and that does your meditation, it does your gratitude and your positive affirmations as well. So you've got 20 minutes, and that one's really, really
that's
good.
You'll have to put the link on here for that one.
I'll send that one. That one's really good, because I'm very much about positive affirmations. That's another one for mindfulness. I even try and get Noah to do it in the mirror.
I think that's very, very powerful, because it's that the saying, isn't it? I am whatever I say I am. So you sit there saying, I'm rubbish, I'm this, I'm that. You are whatever you say you are. And I know I'd say that to the kids, like, don't ever say that about yourself, because you are whatever you say you are.
Definitely. I think that's such a big tool to give children and adults. We all need to do that again. I think we talked about obviously positive self-talk, which is why affirmations is a brilliant thing. Mindfulness, really. I definitely will put it in with meditation, gratitude. If you can do it all in a winner,
that sounds great.
That thing on YouTube, like I say, I'll send it. It definitely helps. I mean, I did that one for a couple of weeks, and it makes a whole difference.
It's always your outlook. When you change, and let me get this the right way around. When you change how you think, your whole world changes. You can't change the world, but you can change your world, and everything starts from what's inside your head. And I think that was quite an eye-opening thing for me, and it probably sounds the most weirdest thing to say, but it took me quite a long into my adult life to realise that I was in complete control of what happened around me. It all starts inside, because if you think everything's rubbish, it'll be rubbish. You know, if you want people to see your talents, or you want people to see something you're good at, or you want to change your life, you have to do it, because no one else is going to do it for you. Because why should they? Why should they? The world don't owe us a favour.
You control your own destiny.
Definitely.
That's what I like about setting up your own business as well, because it's all on you to make your way, if you know what I mean, with your support network. But also getting yourself in that good headspace and using that mindfulness to get you those places, really.
I can be quite, my mind can jump a lot, and I jump from one thing to another to another.
That's normal when you're a mum though, because obviously when you've got a little one, I mean, I know where I'm always like 100 miles an hour doing like a zillion different things. Sometimes my brain can't even keep up with it. But, you know, so I think that could be.
But I find that when I sit down to work, I find myself jumping from one thing to another, but meditating and the gratitude definitely helps me focus, get the clarity. And often when I've done those two things, and I am a bit of a hypocrite because I have phases where I'm like really religious on it, and then I kind of, I'm feeling really great, so I don't do it. But when I do it, then I have really great days work, because I sit down and the meditation and the gratitude helps me focus, it helps me get clarity, and then I'm like, I have a really productive day. So it helps with that procrastination, it helps with the self-motivation, because when you work for yourself, it's all about self-motivation, isn't it?
Totally. I love a good list when I'm doing stuff as well.
Yeah, I have to get better at that.
Stop my mind, because I can be quite the same, where if you do one thing and then your mind's going, that's why I write a list, and I'm right, that's why I'm quite structured, I suppose. And that's like, right, I do that first, stay on that before you go off, because it's quite easily when you're doing stuff, especially when you're on your phone doing social media, you get jumped different things, don't you? And then you lose what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a discipline I need to work harder on, is the list. And I do try, I start, and then I'll do well one day, and then I come back the next day and I kind of forget I've made the list, and then just go off on a tangent. It's I need to get better disciplined at that. But going back to the gratitude, I was introduced to gratitude because actually gratitude listening, meditating is still new to me. I only got into this probably 18 months ago. I was introduced to meditation by a chap I used to work with. I'm so grateful, because actually I hadn't even thought about it before, and I remember he sat me down and said, you need to meditate, and I was like, I'll give it a go. Didn't really think anything. And I remember he did a 10-minute YouTube one, a 10-minute one, and I remember opening my eyes, I was like, I feel like I've had 4 hours sleep. I felt so rested and great. And then off the back of that, I started looking at other mindfulness techniques, and that was when someone talked to me about gratitude listing. So I researched that and started. And I have to say, I know it sounds a bit of a weird thing to say, but I think gratitude listing makes magic happen. Because when you gratitude list, you start at first, you talk about the big things like, thank you for my house, thank you for this, thank you for that. And the more you get into it, you find that you're really grateful for like the tiniest of things. And when you start changing your mind to a kind of a grateful and an abundant mindset, you start realizing all the great things you have got in your life. And when you're thinking about all the great things you've got in life, you attract more of that into your life. If you're thinking about the lack of, and I know people that live in beautiful houses with big cars and got lots of money in the bank, and then they turn around and all they talk about is, well, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Well, you're never going to have it. You're not grateful for what you've got, so that's never going to grow. Essentially, is that eventually that's going to go, because you're not grateful for it, because all you're focusing on is the lack of. Or these people that, I don't know, they're just lucky, they've got this. Well, they're not lucky. They've focused. They've focused. They know what their vision is. They've set their goals and they've worked towards it. There's no luck involved in it. It's a mindset. But if you spend your time being ungrateful and focusing on the lack of what you've got, you're always gonna lack. And it's switching over. But the gratitude part of it, I'm actually going to make sure I do my gratitude list tonight.
I might get back into the habit.
Yeah. And I've got a whole book of gratitude lists that I started last year, and I go through it, and I sometimes read back, and some probably the first 2 or 3 are always the same and have always been the same. Like, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my children, and but then other things change within it, especially when your life changes, what you're grateful for changes, doesn't it? And especially I think over the last few months, especially grateful for your health and your well-being, like your mental health, your physical health, and actually focusing on how lucky you are, because that's quite an interesting point. Is one of the books I was reading recently was saying that we only ever are grateful for our health when we don't have it. So you only sit there and think, I wish I was, when you're in bed with a migraine or, I don't know, with some kind of bug, and suddenly you're grateful for your good health. Actually, you should be grateful for your good health every day. When you wake up breathing in the morning, be grateful, because you never know it's going to be your last.
We'll get on with that gratitude tonight. You're doing that, I'll message you later.
We'll swap. I've done mine.
I mean, I used to do a journal. I used one that used to have gratitudes in there.
It couldn't have been my journal that I wrote with it.
Yeah, you've got yours. This is another one actually.
I'll put the link in the comments.
Yeah, put your link in there.
That's my guided journal.
Used one, this was before us. I can't remember, it was a few years ago now. And I'm thinking it's the gratitudes, your positive affirmations. got all the different things, and then obviously your exercise when you meditated and all those different things you put in it. But yeah, it's really good.
I think the writing, I often tell people this. In fact, I was messaging one of my friends earlier, is about writing, because she was at a point she doesn't know what to do with something. She's like stuck. And she's like, I don't really know which way to. And I said, just write it down. You're not writing it to be read. You're writing it to get it off your chest. It doesn't matter if you don't read it. Get it off your chest, and it will give you some clarity, because a lot of the time these things just swirl round and round in our heads and it goes nowhere. Once you write it, you've got it out. Even if you just burn it, it doesn't matter. But writing stuff down is so powerful, so incredibly powerful, and it actually can really change your mindset. And this is why people often say they have a pad and a pen by the side of their bed, because there's something will go around their head and they just get up, write it down, and then it's gone. They don't have to worry, and then they can kind of relax. But writing stuff down is incredibly powerful. If you've got a problem, write it down. If you burn it, it doesn't matter. It's not anyone's to be. It's not to. It's not to be read. But I would say the only thing I would kind of caveat I would say on that is handwrite it. I think that's better. I think you have more of a connection with it then. I don't think many of us can actually write by hand anymore. I know my handwriting is terribly. Yeah. But I think you have a much better connection to what you're writing if you handwrite it. It's more powerful. Like the journaling, you generally handwrite, don't you, in your journals and stuff. But gratitude is a big thing. I don't think we went off too much on a tangent this time, did we? We did all right. Anyway, here's our last. No. Here's our next video. We'll be back soon.
See you later.
Bye.